Good morning. We are in Hamilton, right on Hamilton Beach, actually. We are being joined by BWB Construction, and we are in one of their brand new projects. They have taken this on. They've been doing it periodically on and off since the summer, and they're just entering the stage of completion. Am I right to say that, Brett?
Yeah, we're in the final stages here. Everything is ready to go. We're still doing some construction in the basement.
If you hear it.
Yeah, you can probably hear it still, and we'll take a look at that at some point. But yeah, come on in and let's take a look.
It is an absolutely gorgeous home. We're right on Beach Boulevard, and the view of the water is stunning in itself, but I've noticed that you guys have really amplified all the natural light you could.
We did, yeah. We have the large scale windows as well as the double slider there. We built a brand new deck for them also to enjoy.
That's amazing.
Obviously with the great views of the lake.
It's so pretty. Now, taking on a project like this, like the homeowners probably, interviewed for quite a few contractors. How do you know that you're getting the right one?
Well, there's a few things you want to think about, right? Obviously, you want to know that, they have licenses and they're going to be pulling permits and everything. I think at the end of the day, once you meet with all the contractors, there's going to be a gut feel that you have at the end.
Agreed.
They're moving into your house. You're living with them essentially. Are you able to live with that person? Communication is going to be every day.
Yeah.
That's really important.
It is, because at the end of it, you're kind of friends by then.
It is, yes. You want to be friends, right?
Yeah.
Because that's also what leads you to getting more jobs, is because people's experiences, right? And that's what's been a big factor for us, right? People talk.
Now, when you first met the homeowners and you sat down, did they come to you with a plan saying, okay, this is what we want? Or was it like, this is the space we have, can you come up with a couple of concepts for us?
So we do both. This project specifically, they had the plans already. So that was a lot easier for us because we didn't have to go through that process. But we also do it the other way, where we take on the whole project and provide the clients with the plans. Yeah.
Now, for this specific project, was this kind of here and you just refin it? Like, did you did you start from scratch?
Yeah, there was an existing structure here. We ripped it off. We had to excavate brand new footings, foundation, and then frame this and did all the beautiful finishes.
So from start to finish, time-wise, how long does something like this take?
A project like this should take about 4 months.
Okay, so that's not bad.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's a lot, right, to take on.
Yeah.
But the finished product obviously speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The vaulted ceilings and the beams and the lighting and everything.
The natural stone fireplace, I think, really does a number.
Excuse me while I warm up. Yeah, it is an absolutely spectacular space, and homeowners have now moved back into the property.
They have, yes.
And they're super happy with it.
They are. They're ecstatic, right?
Yeah.
So they're over the moon. I mean, how could you not, right?
I know, it's stunning.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's so much more to showcase. We're actually going to go down to the basement, and we're going to showcase a little bit of that area. We're going to go upstairs as well and show you how beautiful it is up there. There's so much more coming up. BWB Construction on Morning Live. We've made our way upstairs to this beautiful home that has just really on the finishing edges of a massive renovation with Brett's team, BWB Construction. BWB, what does it stand for?
Brett Wilson Built. Yes.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah. So upstairs, the ceiling heights used to be about 7 feet in here. So what we did was we vaulted the ceilings to give it a more, grand feel in here.
When you vault ceilings, do you have to go into the attic?
We did. We had to go in the attic. We had to remove all the insulation, and then we had to reframe it.
Okay, now, because this is an older home, when you went into the attic, did you have to, was it a good idea to do all the insulation over again? Like, did they need new insulation at this point?
Yeah, they had blown-in insulation put in another time, but now that we vaulted it, we actually spray foamed up there.
Yeah.
So now they have new spray foam, which is going to be way better for all the heating.
Yeah, it's amazing how the technology just keeps getting better and better and better when it comes to insulation. Because I've myself had it done in a couple of different homes, and every single time I get it done, it's a new product.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So that's that. And then the other thing we did up here, which is great, is a lot of these older homes didn't have bathrooms on the second floor.
No.
And what we did was we added this whole bathroom here as their ensuite, which is a great feature to have.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, we're really happy with it.
And you have a designer that works with you that works
Laura.
with the homeowner?
Yeah, Laura comes in. Once we sign the contract, then Laura comes in. She sits down and figures out what you like, what you don't like, and then she helps source all of your materials.
I feel like that's kind of like the hardest part, for me anyways, and I'm sure a lot of viewers out there too, is kind of deciding what to do once the construction is done. You're like, okay, well now I've got this beautiful space. How do I make it equally as beautiful in the finishing?
Well, yeah, with the finishings and all along, really, because what happens is we provide the 3D imaging at the beginning, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out. Because a lot of times people are hoping that the contractor knows their vision or sees their vision, right? And like that's a big thing.
Can you read my mind?
Exactly, but if you have that 3D version, both parties know what the finished product is supposed to look like at the end, and then you're able to achieve that, right?
Wow, that's so great. I find home renovations so interesting only because I'm doing one myself, so I'm so like captivated by it all. How do you decide what finishings to keep and what finishings to get rid of when you're working in an older home like this?
Well, typically in Hamilton, a lot of the older homes, a lot of people buy these homes because they like to keep the character. That's why, you know, in most of the home, we went with the original wood trim. Like we did oak trim, oak windows, all of that, because they wanted it to feel new, but still carry in like it's always been there. And I think we really achieved that with
You totally did. Okay, coming up, we're gonna head downstairs. I may use a nail gun, I may not. We'll see how safe I feel with my own ability, not with theirs. There's so much more coming up. You're gonna wanna stay with us on Morning Live, but for now, I'll send things back inside the studio. All right, we have come downstairs where all the action is happening. You saw the beautiful main level, you saw the beautiful upstairs, and now we are in the basement. But Brett, it does not feel like a basement. It has 9-foot ceilings.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're right at the beach and it has like very tall ceilings, which you don't really see a lot, right?
No, not at all. And this is what you would call a summer kitchen room?
Yes, this is the summer kitchen. Basically, we added a walkout basement. That way that in the summertime when it's hot, you come down here, you have your summer kitchen, you still have access outside to get to the lake.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so this is just one of the rooms in the basement. It's got a lot going for it down here. They did have an original space, so I'm assuming this is all kind of original.
That was original, yes.
Okay, and then where are you taking us now?
We'll go in here. This is the pool table room.
The pool table room.
So right now we've got Mike here. He's doing some painting and everything in here. We had existing windows that we had to remove because of the addition was larger than what the house was originally, as well as we had to make that window smaller and add a new window. So now we're in here and we're painting. We're going to be doing trim, which maybe we'll get you to help us with.
Oh boy! You should come to my house first and see what I've done.
well, maybe I should then.
It's a little crooked. Okay, so another room down here. I mean, it just kind of seems to go on for a long time.
It's very deceiving.
Big.
And if you look over here, we've kind of used this as our storage and cut. This is underneath the addition, where we, new footings, new foundation, new floor, but we're using it to minimize the dust in the rest of the house and painting and everything.
They must appreciate that a lot because I'm still cleaning up dust.
It is. I think that's a big thing to do at the end of the day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like when people are coming back into their homes, they don't want it to feel like a renovation, even though it's going in there. So taking those little precautions is huge.
Now this room here, do you know what they're going to be using this room for?
I think they're halting, finishing spaces after they've done everything upstairs. I think it's going to be storage and everything like that for them in the future.
Smart, because storage is key for many homeowners, and a lot of construction people, they actually will build that for you. Let me build you some storage. You're like, that's weird that you have to think that, but that's exactly what you guys do.
It is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, people love storage.
Okay, coming up, I won't be using that saw because it looks incredibly sharp, but I might be doing something fun. Lots more coming up on Morning Live from Hamilton. All right. How close do they need to be together?
A little further than that. Sure.
Like here?
Sure.
Sure. These homeowners are probably watching being like, you're just saying, sure.
We'll fix up anything that needs to be fixed. Look at that. You're a pro. Looks like we might be out of business.
Yeah, Emily Construction at your service, not a chance. Okay, so what am I doing here?
So now we're putting on the casing around the doors. Here they just decided to update all the baseboard, all the casing. We had to do a few things in this room as well as paint everything. So yeah, now we're just gonna, put lipstick on this room essentially.
Yeah, I really like that. Now, when it goes back to picking the right contractor, let's go through those steps again.
Yeah. Well, in terms of picking the right contractor, again, you want to make sure that they have the licenses. You want to make sure that they're going to be pulling permits.
What licenses are you looking for?
Well, you want to have a business license, right, with the city, as well as you want to make sure that they have insurance, right? Because some contractors don't have insurance, and if something was to go, not the way it's supposed to, you
Yeah.
want to make sure that you're, not only are they covered, but you're covered for those type of instances.
Yeah, of course. Now, are most contractors kind of upfront with you about what they have and what they don't have? Or are those questions that, as a homeowner, you need to ask?
Well, they should be. I mean, I'm upfront with that because I think it's important to let the customers know the things that they should be looking for. Because if you are a knowledgeable homeowner, you're going to typically get more than one quote, right? So
would
when
hope
I'm in
so,
there,
yeah.
I want to make sure that they're comparing apples and apples, right? So my quote contains, all of these things, WSIB, all of that stuff. You want to make sure that they're, a competent company.
And when it comes to being a contractor, is it your job to hire out all the other services that you need? So if they need an electrician, if they need a plumber, if they need a tile guy, if they
Exactly.
need a, masonry, like anything. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
so
never
as
know
the
what you're going to need, right?
Yes, as the general contractor, that falls under like what we do, right?
Okay.
So you want to make sure that they're also having all the licensed trades, licensed electrician,
Yeah.
a licensed plumber, a licensed HVAC technician.
Yeah.
That way everything is, done properly, and it gives you a lot of peace of mind at the end of the day, because you're having the city inspectors come in, they're inspecting everything in the home to make sure that everything is done satisfactory, and it gives you peace of mind at
Well,
the end
that's
of the
the
day.
thing, because sometimes you need permits, especially when you're dealing with spaces like this in a basement. When it comes to like windows, they have to be a certain size. Like
Yeah,
there's
and with-
regulations you have to follow.
Oh yeah, and with a job like this too, there's just so much structural work, right? You want to make sure that all the structural work is being done adequately, right?
Yeah, it's true. So I hear you're an avid viewer.
We watch every morning.
That's awesome.
I'd like to give a shout out to Bryn, Dylan, and Jordan, who are watching with me probably right now. Yeah, it's love them.
It's a family affair, right?
It
Do they
is.
want to get into construction someday?
I think so.
Yeah?
They like helping Dad out around the house and everything.
Can they like hang out with my kids so they can learn a few things?
Maybe.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
It was great
and
meeting
for-
you. Hopefully, we'll see you again on another one of our projects.
Absolutely. This is so much fun. If you let me use a nail gun, I'll come back anytime. All the information for BWB Construction will be on our website at chch.com.